All right. Hello, everybody. Oh, I think we just lost one of our members. Hopefully he pops back on. But anyway, welcome, everybody, to Rogues Gallery Live. And just like that, we got him back. Oh, how's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Doing lovely. Yeah, really well.
Happy Wednesday night, everybody. I'm really glad that we're here back for another Rogues Gallery Live. And this is episode number 56. We have a very special guest, allegedly tonight, and I'm really excited about that. We have Aaron from Bat in the Sun, the director from Superpower Beatdown, and a lot of those amazing films on YouTube, millions of subscribers, and it's just an absolute honor to have him on the channel. He's been a fan of the group for a long time, and I'm really glad to finally get him on. He is running a little bit behind, and so as soon as he is able to pop on, he's going to do that. And so, again, I'm just really excited. We're also going to do the latest in collecting news, and we've got well over 100 photos to look at with you guys tonight. So I'm really, really excited about that. But without further ado, I do want to introduce everybody. With us, as always, from Wayne Manor North, we have Mr. Dan Default with us tonight.
Hey, everybody. Glad to be here. Excited for this one. We haven't had a guest, celebrity guest in a while. This is cool.
That's right. It's very, very cool. And, of course, with us, as always, again, Eric B. is in the house.
Hey, guys. Looking forward to tonight and meeting Aaron.
It's awesome. We also have Mr. Jeff 1.5, Mr. Jeff Morris, who's with us.
Good evening, everybody.
And then last but certainly not least, he's the man, the mysterious one, as we're calling him tonight, Mr. Jeff Delaney from Secret Sanctuary. How's it going, sir?
I'm doing well, but I feel the need to explain myself.
All right, go for it.
So my wife and son and I went out to the desert for the weekend, and they decided to stay on there a few more days, and I had to come home and go to work. And, of course, they've got the good family laptop with them because he has school that he uses it for school. So I'm left with the old laptop, which I looked up on Amazon. I purchased in 2010.
All right, nice.
And was first offered in 2005. So I'm coming to you from 2005, where it's very dark and scary.
What laptop is that? Who made that laptop?
It's a Lenovo.
Oh.
I think the consensus is we're going to call you 8-Bit Delaney tonight.
Okay. That's good.
And as our distinguished colleague said, you might not be well lit, but your Superman is. So that's all that's important.
He can be the star for the night.
That's right. And he is definitely epic. And anyway, thank you, gentlemen, for being here tonight. I'm really excited about tonight's show. And I'm excited that everybody's here already in the chat. I do want to say hello to everybody, as we always do. So bear with us. And let me introduce folks. Brotherhood of the Bat member John is with us. Hey, John. Another member, Dark Ranger, Kevin's here. He says, woohoo, let's go BSC fam. Really looking forward to this one. We are too. Gotham's Mind, another member, says, what's up, everybody? Really excited for this episode. Thank you very much for being here. And if you see that they have the little membership logo, that's because they've hit the join button down below. They get early access and other things like that. So, again, that's why theirs look a little bit different. Let's see. We've got Lucas Gomez here. That's One Sick Joker. We're talking about Aaron on the cover. Yeah, Aaron is, I think he's one of the coolest looking Jokers around. I think he's absolutely fantastic. We also have Elijah Mack in the house. We've got Thornton Applebottoms with us. Martin is here. He says, hello, everybody. Hey, Dan, when will we see that room tour? We're waiting for the answer, Dan.
I hear the crickets.
Yeah, I hear it too. Like, is this microphone out here? I don't know. So I know Dan is, thinking about doing that soon. So we're really excited about that. I know he's still.
There's a little construction in the cave here happening. So
yes. So when that's done, it'll happen. It'll happen. Greg Folks is here. Hope everybody's having a good night. Been looking forward to this Rogues Gallery for a few weeks. That's awesome. Me too. Thank you very much, Greg. Edwin Diaz is in the house. Hey, Edwin, how are you? We got Nathan in the house as well. He says, yo, good evening, everybody. Ryan is here. Good evening to you. He also says the BSC is the Sideshow featured collector. Yeah, I'm so famous today.
You're very famous.
I'm so famous. So this is actually the third time I've been featured collector over the years. And basically what you have to do is I like to put it in there because I've updated my collection a lot over the years. But basically anybody that wants to be a featured collector can submit their photos of their collection, big or small. And Sideshow really does a great job of featuring a lot of people. I think is it every month or maybe it's every month. I'm not sure if it's every month or every other week.
It's at least once a month.
I thought maybe it was more like once a week. It's a lot.
So I left you a comment on that. So does it have to be like your collection all Sideshow pieces, or are they going to get mad if they see other companies in the background?
Oh, because if you look at my photos, it had Prime One in there, and it also had Queen Studios. So,
okay.
And that's something they don't even sell. So I think that they just. If you send them photos and there's no Sideshow products in there, any of the photos, I think they're probably not going to pick you. But anyway, yeah, that's that. Oh wait, hold on. We've got Aaron here.
Hey,
and there he is.
There he is, right there. How you doing, Aaron?
I'm good. Sorry, I am late. I had to take care of family stuff. The mom, the girlfriend, and the dog all needed extra attention, needed to be fed. So,
hey, we hear you there. We got you there. Well, anyway, welcome to the show. We're just saying hello to everybody. Do you care if we finish saying hello to everybody, and then we'll talk a little bit?
Sure, it sounds good. You got me for 30 minutes.
Okay, all right. Let's see. We've got A&J Collectibles with us here. Crave Cosplay. Got Josh B. Let's see. Lucas is here. We've got Ashley. Let's see, Ashley right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back since there's so many of you guys in here. I'm going to go ahead and we'll come back to it. So Aaron, welcome again. It's been just a dream to have you on the show for the longest time, and it just means a lot that you're here. So again, thank you for being on the show tonight.
I'm glad to be here. I always like doing stuff like this. I just get too busy. Oftentimes I'll turn people down and like, what do you have something better to do? And I was like, sleep. I have to catch up on sleep.
Absolutely. Sleep is very important, especially for a creative mind like yourself. So the reason I wanted to have you on tonight is because you have a new film coming out soon.
Yep.
And I wanted to talk a little bit about that and talk a little bit about your history in all of this stuff. So how did you get involved in directing these amazing films?
I've been in film for a while. I'm older than I look, and I kind of always liked films. I actually really go back to when I was a kid. You play with action figures, and it's kind of like making a movie. But then I ended up doing stunts, and like on TV shows. I was on Deadliest Warrior. That was a big TV show like 12, 15 years ago. If anyone remembers that show, but I was the pirate and I was the Indian who had this big fight scene at the end. And then I became Stan Lee's official Spider-Man when he would tour the West Coast. So I ended up becoming good friends with Spider-Man. And then my friend, they were doing the Spider-Man games with Andrew Garfield. And me and Andrew Garfield are very similar in sizing. So I ended up doing all the motion capture for his video games because I was Stan Lee's. I was a Spider-Man officially approved stunt guy. So I ended up doing that. And then a lot of us just want to, while working in the industry, we're like, let's just do some cool videos, put them online, and that took off. That what got so much bigger, like, because I get invited a lot of this like influencer stuff, which I am not an influencer at all. I don't even know how to do a boomerang on Instagram or any of that weird. You boomerang on Instagram, right? So I don't know stuff. So just made films and it took off, and we got 500 million views, and we're wanting to be at conventions and do all this sort of stuff, which was great because that furthered filmmaking that we wanted to do and doing all this stuff, and it's opened up a lot of doors. DC, we've worked with Spawn, we worked with Hasbro, Lionsgate, all this kind of cool stuff. So it's just one of those things where you just give 110% and surround yourself with good people and I never get paid for what I do. Like Power Rangers, we have this big budget to do Power Rangers for Street Fighter, like this official video for their video game. And they gave us a certain budget, and I don't take any of the money. I just put it all in the film because I let that be my next calling card, So it's just, work hard, put your best self out there, and surround yourself with good people, I guess. I'm just blessed, and I just keep working. I just keep my head down and work. But at the same time, I love superheroes, though. Like, I'm a huge superhero fan. Like, I bet you I could Pepsi challenge any one of you, like, on Batman knowledge or superhero knowledge. Like, I'm repping Wolverine right now, but I love it. I started watching, 89 Batman, and that's what got me into filmmaking because, it was so visually spectacular. And then the X-Men cartoons and the Batman cartoons. So, like, I'll show you. Earlier, I just bought comic books. Like, I just bought like a slew of like comic books, like all different kinds of like. You can see these here. I was just out buying comics earlier after feeding everyone. So
nice. Well, I noticed that was a Del Auto cover right there.
Yep.
Yeah, I have that book. I have that book like all the other versions. I just wanted to get that cover. So
that's so awesome. So you mentioned, when you first put yourself out there, on YouTube, like, did you have any idea that, did you kind of have a feeling of what people would be wanting? Like, did you, like, obviously you're very famous for the superpower beatdowns, which are just incredible. Like my personal, I love the Batman versus Darth Vader. Like, that's still one of my all-time favorites. I think it looks so incredibly epic. And I know it's been very popular over the years, but like, when you first put yourself out there like that, what did you think you were going to get out of this?
Well, really, the thing is, we kind of made the series because coming off Deadliest Warrior, and I'm a big sports guy, obviously, Tom Brady all the way. But it's always comparing athletes, this, that, although you can't compare him to anyone now with his 7 rings. But I don't remember a card game called Overpower back in like the 90s. That was they pitted superheroes against each other. So like, it's just a common debate. I hung out a lot of comic stores, so I was like, superhero versus superhero is a big thing. So we just basically said, let's just do this series. Let's, like, we did Wolverine versus Predator, or Wolverine versus Batman in the beginning, and Nightwing and Gambit, and we just said, just put it out there. Like, we had no idea. Like, our goal was not to make it take off. We were like, let's just make some cool stuff. A lot of people remodel their kitchen, or go on trips. I just take that money and make movies because that's what I like. So I was like, let's just make cool shit, put it out there. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. And then and we had this mindset. They said, we want to get through, I think, 7 of them. We want to do 7 of these videos, and they took off. Like because we rate the first episode, we rated that movie, and it got views, and I was like, oh, I guess people wanted to see that, so we just kept at it, and then it just took off. I know that the algorithms were way different back then. This is not like 8 years ago, but we just, like I said, we just if you a lot of times, if you go in, I think, looking for views, because people ask me all the time, like, how do I grow? Like, you have 2.4 million subscribers. How do I do that? And I was like, I don't know. I didn't do any algorithm or study things. I just put out cool content. Like, that was it. Like, I don't, like, that's, so it's great to see you. Like, I see every time I'll see you update. I remember when you started your YouTube channel here, and you're like, I got 1,000 subscribers. And you're like, I got 5,000, and I got 10,000. I was like, that's how it gets done, because people don't pay attention. They're like, how'd you get 100,000 subscribers? You're like, well, I worked at it. Like, there wasn't some magical, like, day 1, day 2, I have 100,000 subscribers. So, like, that's how it works. So that's cool to see you grow. I like that. That's great, because we're no different. That's the thing, is it's just, it's the same thing,
Well, I appreciate that very much, and it's been really fun to watch you grow too. And I don't know if you really want to get into like the money side of things, but like when you first started out, like what was a budget like for a film like this? Did you have a set budget that you had to kind of like scrape together because you really had a vision of what you wanted?
Yeah, so like that's what it was in the beginning, and you can kind of tell. We always say like our first like 7 to 8 episodes, they look the cheapest out of all of them, because they basically, like I said, just I work, we all work, and all of us work for free. Like, they come down, and these are not easy things. These are very talented people that have been working doing stunts for a long time. You know, like Amy Johnson, who was our Harley Quinn, she was Scarlett Johansson stunt double. Alvin Seen, our fight coordinator, he trained Keanu Reeves for John Wick 3. So these are all like really talented guys. It's not, you know, it's not like we're just guys off the street that didn't understand filmmaking. We were that passion and really loved it, but we just love superheroes. We're like, let's just make some cool stuff. Like that's what we like doing. Like we like fighting and doing stunts and filmmaking. So at the beginning, the budget's we probably only ended up spending probably like $10 grand on the episodes, and that's with no one getting paid. But then when you know they started making money, it generated revenue. It didn't make a lot. It's so weird. I'll have people come up to me and they're like, it's so weird. I shot at this giant mansion for this X-Men project for Wolverine versus Wonder Woman, and there's a beginning scene where we shoot at the X mansion. So I rented this mansion, and one of the photographers who I never met showed up, and he's like, "Oh, is this your house?" And I was like, "This 19-room mansion?" He's like, "Well, you have like 2,000, like you have like 500, million views." And I was like, "How much do you think YouTubers make?" I was like, "We don't make that kind of money." I was like, "That's crazy." I was like, "That's nuts." So so what happened was that each episode, as it grew, and I'll give you an example here: Batman versus Vader, and that's what's still no one getting paid. That budget probably was about $55,000 for that episode.
Wow.
And they all got way. But if you look at the quality, that's kind of like that's kind of they got bigger and they got crazier, and you spend money on costumes and effects and renting locations and elaborate things you can do, and then you spend more days shooting because you want it to be better. But I think Batman vs. Vader and Spider-Man versus Darth Maul was really expensive too, just because the amount of effects. And then even our effects guy, he doesn't get paid a lot either. I mean, everyone still takes a huge pay cut. Now, as we started generating more money, I made sure to take care of the crew as much as possible. They don't want to get paid as much, so we're still getting like a really, really subsidized rate. But I want everyone to get paid. But I don't ever keep any of the money at all, and you can tell that because the apartment that I live in before Beatdown is the same apartment that I live in now. So I just put it all right back into the film. Like I said, as long as I got a roof over my head and I'm cool, I want the art, because I'd rather share it with everyone, because you guys enjoy it more, and I enjoy that more. So, but that's kind of where the budgets came from. I don't know if I answered your question, but I hopefully that was.
Pop in a question.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
All right. So I was looking through your videos today. So City of Scars is currently your longest film. Is that correct? Okay. So with your current campaign, what's the goal, like overall length that you're looking to do?
So for Dying is Easy, which was actually the original name of City of Scars, and then we changed that. But for a while, we had some poster art for that film that actually said Dying is Easy on it. But we're looking. It's going to be around 25 minutes. I don't even know how to do this. See, the things that you're doing right now with this live chat, I don't know how to do this. Like if you're like, Aaron, you're bad in the sun, you got all these subscribers, do what you're doing. I'd be like, I have no idea how to do this, and I've like tried out, and I can't figure out what you're doing is already light years beyond what I even understand.
Well, I tell you, call me sometime and I'll walk you through it.
Please do. I can't figure this out. I have cameras, and I was like, I know how to make the Batman fight on the Death Star, but I can't live stream correctly to save my life. But it's like about 25 minutes. I mean, originally the film was going to be like 12 minutes, but then we raised so much, and then we raised. I think we just hit 65,000 on the Batman project, and then for a while there we were matching it in terms of like what we raised. Like the total budget it came in around like $104,000 for the film. So and that's we have it's very elaborate. It's the most elaborate thing we've ever done. There's more effects shots in the film than we've ever done, mainly because it's 5 times longer than any Beatdown, and it's not so much just because there's really very little action in the film. It's all just world building. You create all this, like every shot, like I say, it's like the perfect hybrid of all the films. We just posted a shot of the Batmobile the other day that we designed for the film, and everyone's like, there it is. Crit, I don't know how you just did that. Like it was instant.
I'm prepared, baby.
Tony Stark and you're Jarvis, and you just pull it right up.
That's right.
But we like that's based, like if you look at this is designed off all 4. Like it has some Tim Burton in it. It has some Arkham in it. It even has the little red trim around the wheel and down the side that the 66 had. It has like the Affleck tumbler. So
that thing is
the
cool
design
looking.
I went and sees we're in the Batcave there with a waterfall behind it. So it's so meticulous. The amount of design, like every shot, there's so much that goes into every shot. And we shot a lot of scenes completely on green screen. Like when we shot with Michael Madsen, Michael Madsen of Reservoir Dogs and Kill Bill and Thelma and Louise.
Yep.
He plays Bullock in it. He has 2 really big scenes. We have a nice little cameo. Casper Van Dien plays Commissioner Gordon. We have Doug Jones, from Star Trek and The Shape of Water. Yeah, he plays the Riddler. He has a real quick little, just a few little lines. Madsen has much bigger scenes, but and then I don't know if you guys know who Chris Daughtry is.
Yeah.
Jesus criminy, I don't understand. I'm just gonna say random names and you just pull them up. Paul McCartney.
I got him. I got one more here too. I think you know this lady.
Bambi on there, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Vera Bambi's playing Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
And you mentioned green screen. We also have, looks like maybe a Catwoman appearance too.
Yeah, that's our post-credit scene. Because at the end we thank all our Indiegogo people, and I didn't want people to not watch the end credits because I think we couldn't have made the film without them. So I said let's put a post-credit scene so people stay all the way to the end, so you see all those names, and then we have this nice little. It's like a 40-second scene, but it's just this little tag, and because we also wanted to. Because this could very well be like our last Batman project, because it's like our swan song, and I will go on record saying that the next time I direct Batman or anything DC related, I want it to be officially with DC Comics if they want me. But we wanted to include everyone that had worked on our previous projects in here, and we wanted to just as a huge Batman fan, obviously spent $50,000 of my own money, and then the $60,000 that the fans have contributed. I just wanted to be perfect, So I want like all you guys to walk, because I don't still feel they've made a definitive Batman. We've had elements in it, you're like I like that, take that, but it's like we've never put it all together as one thing. So I was like, let's do that and create a world that's not uber realistic the way that Chris Nolan's was. Have a little heightened reality, take the best parts of Burton and Joel Schumacher even, and then the Snyder universe and put it all in there. But it has its fantasy world. The best thing I can say, it's like watching a Batman the Animated Series episode, but live action and for adults. There's one part, there's a few lines in it which I'm still on the fence about. Joker swears in it. He says the F word once, which I think is a big deal, but not. And then at one point, it's implied that the Mad. In comics, it's implied that Mad Hatter might be like a child trafficker or whatever he does. I don't know if you guys know that or not. And it's kind of did you guys know that or not know that? Have you ever heard that? Yes or no?
That's a first for me.
I don't think I've ever heard it.
Me neither.
Never. Okay, so that worries me because I read it. I'll tell you why it worries me. Because whenever I read it, he's always around little kids and he's dressing little girls up in these weird outfits. And it's always weirdly implied that he likes little kids and stuff. So I
can see that.
Let's just take it all the way, right? And we have a scene. One of the opening scenes is spoilers. This little girl, she's 14. The actress is really 14, and we dressed her in this Alice in Wonderland outfit. And Batman shows up, and Hatter's there, and there's thugs there, and Batman wrecks all these people. And then Batman reads his rap sheet, and he says, 7 counts of sex trafficking, 5 counts of rape, 2 with a minor. Super hard. We put it out there because I wanted to be really adult, real world stuff that Batman really deal with. But then I was is that going too hard though? I was it's ever going to be why is Hatter a rapist? So I was I was just trying to how would they bring it? How would they make it darker, but not take it too far? So we try to push the limit. But is that too dark? If you think it's too dark, let me know. I'll edit that out.
Well, to me, I love that you combine this element of adult humor with this really dark imagery, and I think that's what we appreciate. I know a lot of us love that darker noir type, gritty Batman film, and like you mentioned, there's so many films that, and we talked about this earlier, is that I feel Hollywood so often tries to cater to everybody, so they try to change everything. Whereas I feel what you give us is more of what we're actually wanting to see as comic book fans. And that's because you are one.
Right. Yeah, I never have to ask, what do the fans want? I was I own probably more Batman merchandise than anyone I know. And I was like, I love it, you know. So, but I also don't want to, you know, like sometimes it's like, you don't want to take something and make it something it's not, you know, like and even like Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, right? That was not our Joker. It's a great movie, great performance, wonderful. But I'm like, but that's not our Joker. And it's like, I really would like the Joker we all know and love. Then you can give me whatever version. You know, I was like, I just want the classic Joker, and I don't want to push any of the characters to a point where you're like, Aaron, I no longer recognize this. Like, I've never thought of Mad Hatter as a sex trafficker. I think you're taking it too far.
Right.
And I don't want to do that. And the reason why we did that was because the film focuses on kind of broken children and how Batman is always trying to save broken children because he is a broken child. You know, and one of the interesting themes that Batman says, you know, I became Batman so that what happened to me never happens to anyone else. And I've always thought, like, what is he specifically talking about there? Is he saying he doesn't want anyone else to lose their parents? Or is he actually saying, I don't want anyone to go through something so traumatic, which sometimes is inevitable, but I don't want it to be no one to be there and having you turn into me, this psychotic monster. Like, I don't want anyone else to become Batman. So I step in to try to save you, whether it's before the horrible accident or after, but I need to let you know. And so we kind of showcase that Batman is always saving kids because he, you know, relates to them. That's why he adopted Dick Grayson, because it's like he like related to him. And he's like, all these adult billionaires I don't relate to, but this broken 12-year-old, I relate to this person, you know. And it's like this weird kind of psychological mind struck. So that's kind of why we put it in there. But then I was like, I might have, you get these ideas and you're like, let's just do this. And then you watch it and you're like, you know, people watch the screen of it and they're like, whoa, Mad Hatter's a rapist. And I was like, maybe that we don't show anything, obviously, but sure. Nothing like that'd be too graphic. But I just wanted to be like, is it too much? Did we go too far? But you want it to be dark though, because it's pretty dark, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which is great. And you mentioned the Joker. And I don't know if everybody knows this, but here you are. This is you as the Joker. And you are by far one of my favorite Jokers. I love how you're able to capture the character. You're able to, contort your face like this, which is just, insane what you're able to do. And here's another example right here. And so how did you first realize that you could play this character?
It was kind of by accident, actually. I mean, I dressed up as the Joker as a kid. I think, everyone, I mean, before the whole Heath Ledger thing, like I said, I'm older than I look. So I dressed up as Joker, in the 90s. I've always been able to contort my face. It's probably just watching a lot of Jim Carrey as a kid, I guess. Jim Carrey was all the rage back in the early 90s. Like, that was the coolest stuff ever. So, like, a lot of that weird facial movement, like and then we were shooting a Joker project. Loot Crate actually sponsored us to do this like weird dance-off video, and I wanted to have Joker in there, and then the actor that I had scheduled to play Joker, he flaked on us. He couldn't do it, so I was like, well, I guess I could do Joker. And then I put on the makeup and just did kind of like a half-ass job, and then just did it, and everyone loved it, and I was like, oh wow, that's cool. So I really wasn't, and then I kind of refined. I was like, well, let me do it again. I guess I didn't really put my heart into it because I was just such in a rush to get that done. And then people loved it even more when we did it with Deadpool Joker, and I was like, well, let me really do it. I really want to do it, especially if this is a swan song. People really like it, and Kevin, who's our Batman, who is one of my closest dear friends. He's family. He's so close, I see him all the time. And I was like, we got to have a scene where you're Batman and I'm Joker, and we got to really do this. So really worked on the voice, try to use Mark Hamill, Heath Ledger, Jack Nicholson, Cesar Romero, put them all in there, but still kind of have like my own original sound without being too different. You don't want to go like so different. Like Jared Leto tried to do this whole other Joker voice, and everyone's like, that's not really the Joker. It's a different version, and it's great. Jared Leto is a brilliant actor. I wish I could be at 25% of as good actor as he is. But try to be your own thing while still being true to the characters. My face, the way it looks. I lost a bunch of weight. I lost 18 pounds for the role. I got down to 147. I'm 6 foot, so that's not a lot of weight. And I I bleached my eyebrows, I bleached my hair so we could really dye them green and not like airbrush them green, which looks like garbage, which I did for the first 2 times. So and I wanted the makeup to not just look like cakey white. We use this like it's like, what is that? It's really expensive makeup. It's like that's just stuff that Jared Leto used to make it look really real. But I wanted Joker's face to look, in those pictures, my face looks very sickly. Like, how would your skin really look if it was bleached? You know, you don't want to like just this clean, smooth. You know, you want to be like, whoa, your skin looks really messed up. And I was like, because they should be monsters. You should be a monster in like a scary way. So, and then I even like shaved back my hairline a little back, like on the widow's peak, which is very scary to do at my age because you don't know if it's going to grow back. But
we hear you there.
And then you can see like I look really creepy there, like it's like really scary. And then you know, you just kind of work on the voice, which a lot of times before we film, I go in my car and I scream like really loud for like 30 minutes. I throw my voice out, so it's just really scratchy. And then because when you do the Joker voice, it just feels so much more organic. You know, like if I do it now, I'd be like, hello there, Chris. I'm so glad to be on your live stream. You know, but when you do when your voice is a little more scratchy, it adds just a little more, you know, oomph to it and stuff like that. But just practice the voice, and you know, I mean, you end up doing. I could do like a lot of voices, you know. Turkey frog here, you know. Hey.
It's funny you do all the voices I do. I love it.
What?
I said you do all the voices I do on the show. It's funny. I do Kermit too. I love that. That's awesome.
I think it's like if you can do one. I find like I talk to people. They're like, I can do like Kermit, Joker, Smeagol, and you're like, yeah, it's like the same. Like it's just your octave lives in a certain area, you know.
Yeah.
So it's been a blast. I love it. I mean, Joker's one of my favorite characters. The weird thing that's weird for me though is people be like, I love your Joker. Your face is so scary. And I'm like, that makes me feel good. You know, or
in the best possible way, of course.
Yeah, they're like, I love the prosthetics. Like, and I was like, that's my face.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you wear prosthetics?
No, not
like,
at all.
So I was thinking like a longer chin that would make like extra.
No, what it is like when there's a so I'll push my eyebrows up, you know, so they're really high, and then when I smile, my chin.
Oh,
it's just a weird thing. And then I have these high cheekbones and my nose. I don't know. And then when I lose a bunch of weight, my face gets super drawn in. So I look really scary. I can't tell you, people come up to me during that time and they're like, "Are you all right, Aaron? Like, do you have anything actually wrong with you?" I was like, "No, I'm just super underweight right now." And then, you know, because normally for like Nightwing, I'm like 35 pounds heavier. So
could you bulk up a little bit?
Yeah. Oh yeah. For Nightwing, I get really bulked. I get up to like 180. You know, 180 at like 7% body fat, and then for Joker, I get down to like 147, which is about as low. I probably got maybe I got down all the way down to 145, but that's about as far as you go. You know, it's just awesome. And it's hard to put it back on, and but now for this White Dragon film I'm doing, I got to get to like 185. I got to get the biggest I've ever been.
Crazy. I want to give a real quick shout out. We had a $10 super chat. He says, I love all of this, Bat and the Sun and Aaron and your dad. I'm so looking forward to this. Aaron and Dad are the greatest of all time. So I thought that was really awesome.
Well, I appreciate that. My dad is he's quite the talented person. He's more talented than me, and he co-created me. So I mean, he's pretty good.
Do you have time for another couple questions?
Yeah, no, for sure. I want to try. Yeah.
Okay.
Ask away, whatever. I'll try to wrap. I mean, if you want rapid fire, I could do that, or anything you want me to say or shout out or anything. I'm all yours for the next.
Okay. I know we had a question earlier that asked, how did you first meet Kevin Porter?
That's a really cool story, actually, because we have it on video. We have our actual first meeting on video, which is pretty rare to say that. So,
yeah,
we did a Batman film 17 years ago. This Batman Beyond film. It was like it's probably like one of the first fan films to ever hit the web, long before any of the popular ones did. It really, I mean, I was very young. I wasn't very good, but it's an intricate step in the journey that I've been on. Anyways, we took it to a film studio to have it replicated on DVD because we were just giving it out to friends and family. And unbeknownst to me, Kevin knew someone that worked there. So, and this person said, hey, you got to check out this, because Kevin's also a huge Batman fan. He's a huge Batman fan. He knows almost as much as I do. Although whenever I best him, he always says, a lot more people know more things about George Washington than he knew about himself. And I was like, all right, Batman, that's fine. So we went to Comic-Con. Now, if you don't know, Kevin was DC's official Batman that went to went to the big Comic-Cons. He was the Batman at the Indy 500 that lowered the flag. He was the Batman in the Macy's Day Parade. He was the Batman that Alex Ross and all the artists used as references. He was big in that world of being an official Batman. I don't know why I did this. He was an official Batman. So when I went to Comic-Con, and a lot of people, cosplayers dress up as Batman, and they're good. Everyone's there living their best life, having fun. But there's a difference between a professional and someone's cosplaying.
Sure.
And if you don't know, Kevin is an enormous human being. He's 6'5", 240 pounds. He's just a massive person. I always say he's a life-size Batman. When you look at Alex Ross and Jim Lee, you're like, what would that look like in real life? And I was like, well, that's what Kevin looks like. I posted a photo just recently of Kevin in our outfit and me standing next to him. And he's a tank of a person. And when people meet me at conventions, they're like, wow, you're so much taller than I thought you were. And I was like, it's because I take all my photos next to Kevin. He's 6'2", I'm 5'7". We saw him at the DC booth, and my dad's filming it. We're there together, and he's like, that Batman is the best Batman we've ever seen. It's so cool. So I walk up to him, and I'll to get a photo, and then Kevin he steps back in the bat suit, and I have a Bat in the Sun shirt on, right? And we just made these, and we're not no one knows who we are. This is the first time I've ever worn this shirt publicly ever. No one knows who we are. It's no one. And then I get my photo next to Kevin, and Kevin looks at me and he goes, Bat in the Sun. I know your work. And I was like, what? And I was like, you're the first person to ever recognize me. I was like, how do you know that? And he's like, because I'm Batman. And I was like, blowing my mind. I was I was 18 or 17 at the time. I was like, what? I was like, this is freaky. So it was he was the first person to ever recognize our work. He already knew of it. And then we ended up meet. And then I didn't let's exchange info because cell phones don't think. And then I ran into him at a Hollywood party 6 months later. And I was like, oh my God, you're Batman. And it was a Halloween party for our friend Mike Doherty, who directed Trick or Treat, directed Godzilla, Gods and Monsters, because he was friends with both of us, and he invited us to his big Halloween party. And Kevin showed up as Batman, and I showed up as Joker. So the second meeting was like that. So it's just very, I guess, fortuitous of how everything kind of worked out. But Kevin would love to be on your show. He's out of town right now. He's shooting a movie in Missouri. But he would love to do this. And you can get him on there. And Kevin would love to talk with you guys. He's super nice and knows Batman. So he'd be on there with you. But that's how we went with Kevin.
Well, that's awesome. And we would love to have Kevin. He's not too far. I'm in Kansas, so he's not too far from where I am. But that would be awesome to have him on in the future. I did also have a question. You mentioned a lot of these people had kind of worked or represented DC in the past. And, as you're, climbing up on YouTube, these are considered fan films. Do you ever have any, do you ever butt heads with the official licenses or anything like that? I know you said you kind of worked with them before. How does that work? Does it ever cause friction or problems?
It never has for me, thankfully, and that's not to say that it couldn't in the future. Although this is our last bout, our last forte, because then we're doing White Dragon. We have a lot of original stuff that's coming up that we're pitching to trying to get out to Netflix and all that stuff. But
awesome. Very cool.
But we did a lot of the Batman stuff, and DC reached out, and I did I covered their whole Doomsday Clock event. I've always intermingled with them. I auditioned for Nightwing on the Titan show. I went in and I was one of the top finalists, but that's because things were weird with that. I was the second round that auditioned. The first round auditioned, and they all auditioned, and then they always wanted the guy that they have now for the role, and then they liked him, but then I guess he didn't want to shave, and he says and then they went okay, and then they said, well, we got to find someone else, and they called a second casting call. And then only 10 people went in for that because they're they couldn't do another big 100 people get. So they just took what they thought, I guess, was the best of the best. And then I ended up reading for Nightwing then, but then he came back and said he'd shave, and that was pretty much it. But I read the script and everything before, which was pretty cool. But I had a good relationship with DC then. They knew who I was, you know, so it was, and like I said, I worked with Jeff Johns on some promotional videos. DC always invites me to all their premieres. Went to the Justice League and the Joker premiere. I think if you're just respectful, I'm not a big fan of coming out and like, you know, shitting on other things just because it's different. You know, there are certain things that I'm not a big fan of, you know, but it's a lot of times people get really hung up on like their opinions a lot. I mean, that goes across the board politically and everything, but you know, just because you know, it doesn't work for you. Like I was like, I don't like these movies too much, but I'm not saying they're bad though. I'm not a fan. Like I hate sushi, but sushi's great for you. You know, so but I think a lot of these people who create these films, they're like, I'm going to create Batman because Warner Brothers, they don't know what they're, you know, like no, it's also, if you understand the way the industry works, it's like a way different, like it's crazy. So I think I'm just very respectful to them. I want to work with them on the franchise one day, you know, but like we did the Power Ranger one, and Saban loved it so much they reached out and like, can you do stuff for us? Because this looks great. And we're like, okay, cool. You know, so like I said, if you're just nice and gracious and work hard and do your best quality of work, I find that you're gonna not shut any doors. Like you're already on a difficult path. Why are you like shutting doors while you're doing that? That just seems so like, you know, like not a good, like negativity generally does not help you in your life journey, you know?
Yep, we preach that on this channel, the power of positivity. You know, we always try to stay away from drama and just be positive in general. And so that really reigns true to me. And my profession, I'm a counselor in real life. So I appreciate hearing that from you. I have a couple more questions really quick. We got Daniel said that the Batmobile that we saw that I just showed you guys a little bit ago, is that CGI or was it built in real life?
So here's what we wanted to do with that. I'm going to spoil all this. So we wanted to take a lot of photos like with it and like, but not actually being there, and then like CGI in it and be like, oh yeah, we built that. That's a life-size Batmobile. But I've already said how much the budget was, which is like $104,000. And then like, well, if this exists in real life, how much is this? I was like, it's not real. It's all CGI. So it's a CGI car. It's in the film only like 4 or 5 times. We don't show it like a lot, but it's in there though. We have so many little, like I wish, like I almost want to like do like a live viewing with everyone, like put it out, and like I because we're not gonna, we originally want to have a premiere, and my favorite thing to do is watch all the fans like excited about it, and like and if we don't have a premiere, like I miss all that because we're all the same, we're all huge Batman fans, and it's like I made the film, so like it doesn't have like its impact on me the way that it would on you guys if you've never seen it, but like it's like me watching you is like, it's like watching me watch it for the first time, because it's like, oh, there's all, you know. So I would love to watch with you guys because there's so many little cool things that I think all you guys would be like, you know, oh, there's this cameo, and there's this cameo. Like we have 15 Batman cameos in here, and some of them are very subtle, but it's not done in like an overabundance kind of way. But it's like, you know, like you'd be like, oh, there's there's this, you know. So you know, so the Batmobile is like a big thing we want to put in there. We designed the Batcave, you know, redesigned the Batsuit. You know, we harken back to a lot of things from the comics. We're like, I don't know if you guys like spoilers. I could say things right now, and you might be like, "Don't do that, Aaron." But you know, like at one point, Batman pulls out the like the Killing Joke photos that we created, you know, recreated. So like, there's a lot of little things.
That's Amanda Lynn, right? A cosplayer as well.
Yeah.
Really great. Great Batgirl. So before I forget this, I just want to say this really quick. In the pinned comment up above, guys, I have included the link if you would like to support this film. There's all sorts of perks. You could be in the credits and everything else. There's posters and stuff, and much, much more, like set visits and things. And I'm assuming that you're still taking those, accepting those at this point, because I know you're still finishing things.
Yep.
But if you want to support the film in any way, you can click that link, and that would be awesome if you guys do that. I'm
trying. I'm on my phone, so the screen is really small, and I don't want to like lean in because I'd be like super close. But I'm trying to look at all your guys' collections, and I don't know if you guys have like any specific questions or anything, or even just superhero talk. Like, you know, we don't talk about the films. You could just talk about anything.
Well, yeah, I know the guys are curious about your collection. You know, I know that you have a big collection. I know I've been kind of pushing you for a couple of years to do a room tour, and I'm still going to keep pushing you because I know so many people would love to see it. But tell us a little bit about your collection.
Oh boy, I have a pretty large collection. I have probably about 110 statues.
Wow.
That's like 40 of them are Prime 1, and I guess whatever the leftover number is Sideshow. So I have a pretty large collection. I have like a replica cows, all the Batman cows from the movies and from our movies. I have a bunch of costumes that way. I have a ton of comic books, like a ton of them. But I own like every Batman Prime 1 statue. Like it would be easier to name the ones I don't have, which is only 3 I can think of. I don't have the new Death Batman one, the one where it's like Joker. It's like the Joker smile, but it's
the Liber Mayo.
Yeah, I don't have that one, and I don't have the Batman smile, the man who laughs.
Yeah.
One, and I don't have the Dark Knight Returns, the new one where he's on the eagle. I have the other Dark Knight Returns one.
Yeah, great piece as well.
Yeah, those are like the 3 I don't have, but I have like and the ice one, the one where he's battling Mr. Freeze, like the big ice suit. I don't have that one. But I have every Batman that I think Prime 1's made.
It's crazy. And apparently you are now crazier than me officially because, you know, I thought I had a lot of Prime 1 pieces, but clearly you are the winner there.
It was crazy. Awesome. Is the Ben Affleck one, you know, the one that I have 2 of those. I have 2 of them. I have one at both of my places where I live because I love it so much. I have a problem. I really wish, I don't mean this in a bad way, I wish like DC would go out of business because then I would have so much extra money. Like
that's right.
It like worries me when Prime 1's like, we have our new showing next week. Come look at all our figures. I was like, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm saving up money for like to have my teeth worked on, and then you're like, we have 7 Batman statues.
Yeah, absolutely. And that Ben Affleck piece, I think I actually helped find one for you, if I remember right. I think, which is great. And I would just, again, we would love to see your collection at some point. Like just to give you an idea, here's an idea. Like, so I filmed my collection recently, and I put it on TikTok. It's got over 1 million views already, which is crazy. And so I know people would love to see your collection as well. Like it would just probably just blow up insane. But again, I'll only push you a little bit in the future to do that for us.
It's really like a mess right now. I just have boxes. That's the problem with these things. Like literally, my whole garage is just. I have storage units for my film with boxes. I'll tell you 3 collectible things that are pretty cool that I have, or that the people that are weird as well. I have. So I'm sure you know you all grew up with Toys R Us. That's like that's like our generation. And it went out of business, which is really sad. So I went to because they made there's 2 different Toys R Us signs. There was the newer ones that had like the star around the R, and then there were the ones before that had like the quotes around the yellow R, which is like that was the 90s and 80s Toys R Us. Because in like the late 90s they changed it to the star. Anyways, when Toys R Us was going out of business, I found one of the old signs and I bought the sign from Toys R Us. Like I have this giant Toys R Us sign with 6 letters. Like I have all 6 or 7 letters, however many letters in Toys are 6 letters. And they're in my storage unit. Giant. I have photos. I should send you photos of me and Kevin and my dad like moving these giant letters.
It's awesome.
And then I have I'm currently in the process of trying to buy an actual '89 Batmobile.
Oh,
which is I want to own that because why wouldn't you want to own that?
Yeah, that's my dream.
It's my dream too. It's my dream. So I was like, to me, that's like the king of the hill. Like if you have that, I was like, I can stop collecting now. I've made.
Yeah, you could just you don't need anything else.
Right. I'm like, I win the game. And then I'm having replica Keaton suits made that'll go next to the Batmobile. And then I also have, this is a crazy one. I'm not even a Pokemon fan, but I actually have all the Pokemon, like the original first edition Shadowless, that whole set, which I'm gonna get rid of soon. But that's like a big deal. I know it's like the Holy Grail.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna make some money off of that.
I'm gonna get rid of that and buy a Batmobile. So
yeah, no kidding. Who is the? There's a ventriloquist that has a '89 Batmobile. I can't think of.
He's the comedian. Dunham. Jeff
Yeah,
Dunham?
Jeff Dunham. We've seen him in person, but I think he still has one. I think.
Why would you not? Why would you not want one? If you could buy one, I don't know. I have weird. I everything I do. I try to would 10-year-old Aaron be happy with this decision? And I was like, that's how we're making life decisions. You know.
That's exactly right. Hey guys in the chat here, do you guys have any other questions for Aaron before he has to take off? Dan or Jeff or?
Yeah,
I'd be curious to know. Go ahead, Dan.
I just want to ask, and I hate to keep you, but the question was, as you thought about, producing films and with YouTube as your venue, does that how does that change things for you as a director, as a writer, as a as you produce the film? How does that change your thinking at all? Does it matter?
It doesn't mind, and I think that's but I know I have like a lot of friends, like my friend King Batch is he's like the biggest social media guy out there. He has 20 million followers on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. I mean, he's just huge. And a lot of his media is geared to that, like that short form content. That's just that you tell a story in 15 seconds or a minute, which is brilliant. He's so talented and he understands that so well. Like, he went to school for filmmaking too. And it's really hard to do that. It's like, I couldn't, that's like, I'm not as brilliant as him in that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think it's funny when people get down on a lot of those people, because I was like, some of those people are really brilliant. I was like, there's, it's hard to do what they do. I think that if I was more like-minded like him, I would have a bigger following. But I just, like I said, I just did true to what I wanted to do. I just said I want to make short films, and ultimately it was to get to doing long-form films. I've always wanted to be a director ever since I was 8. So I just kind of put cool stuff out there, and really the best thing out there is what you want to do, because if you end up being something else you're not, you end up not liking it, and then you don't put all your heart into it. So
yeah.
I just
you do a great job with it.
I have a good team, and my dad is a huge part of my life, and we do everything together. So I have a solid partner in this journey and stuff. But I think the beatdowns kind of lend itself to a little bit of the YouTube, because it is like short stories and we just get right into the action. So I think that was like just YouTube savvy enough to where it worked, I guess.
Right. Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Very, very cool. Jeff Delaney, you had a question too?
Yeah, I'm just curious. You mentioned that you're shopping around some original projects, and I was wondering what genres you're exploring, whether they're going to be very action-oriented like you've done in the past, or something different.
They are. I'm looking at a Superman statue. Is that the new one from Twitterhead or Tweeterhead?
Yes, it is.
How'd you get that?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It looks cool.
Sorry,
that's a painted 3D that Tweeterhead sent me to review.
It looks cool, man. I ordered that one. I like that one. I'm a big Superman fan. Christopher Boy.
Cool.
I like it. What other genres am I looking at? We have action and horror and suspense. Those are the genres we're looking at doing. We have a bunch of different stories. We even have like a kids project that we're going to be doing a Kickstarter for a book that space adventure, but also promotes like equality and saving the planets. I think it's important to teach the youth that. Oh, and you got also Tweeter Poison Ivy there. Cool stuff.
Had to show you that too. I didn't know if you had seen that one, but we got some early samples from Tweeterhead for the channels, and I thought you might appreciate her.
That's cool. I like that. I'm looking at that. It's cool. Yeah. I want everything, and then I end up buying everything. And I was like, my girlfriend came over, and she's like, "Aaron, you have 100 statues," and I was like, "Yes." And she's like, "Do you have a toaster?" And I was like, "No." She's like,
now she collects too, though, right? She collects some of this stuff too.
What's funny, when we first met, she was like bragging. She was like, "I got a really big collection, Aaron. I don't know if," and I was like, "How many statues you got?" She's like, "I got 3 prime ones. I have 3." She's like, "Oh, okay."
It's a mic drop right there.
but no, yeah, she's collecting too, so it's cool. But other genres, you know, like we pitching. I have a whole horror film written for DC Comics that I want to. If this film can get enough merit, and really, if you guys want, you guys should start. You should start like a signed petition where you get everyone to sign it, because AT&T listens to the fans. You know, the huge Snyder Cut petition. If you could get like 1 million votes or signatures to say we want Aaron from Bat and the Sun to direct a DC film, they would listen. But I can't start it myself because that looks really vain. So I have to just tell you to. But if it happens, then I'll have you guys all on set. You could be like extras and goons and a part of the whole thing.
That'd be amazing. That'd be awesome.
Gotta get one of us in there to make, you know, these films be like super fan oriented. Yeah, I have horror films, and we're working on The White Dragon with JDF, which is like it's similar to Power Rangers, but it's different. Kind of like how The Boys is similar to the Justice League. This is like similar to Power Rangers, but more adult, more you know, dark.
Cool.
So that's kind of the genres. But I love psychological films, and I love action romantic comedies. Like When Harry Met Sally is one of my favorite films. I love Good Morning Vietnam, Tombstone with, you know, Ryder and Doc Holliday. Those are like my favorites, and the first Batman, of course.
That's awesome. Well, I'm going to do everything in my power as the Batman statue collector to see if we can get some movement on something like that. That'd be so awesome to get that film made for you.
And I want and I'll say this before I go. I want all of you guys, all 5 of you, you give honest reviews. Like do a reaction. Like if you watch the Dying is Easy, like film yourself. I want to see your reaction. Be honest. Like you can be honest with me. I don't need you to like just be like nice to be nice. You know, you can be like, I like this, but Aaron, you suck, Joker. And I'll, you know, and then that's fine. But really, watch to see all your reactions.
Well, we can't wait till it comes out. Do you have a release date at this point? Kind of an idea.
We're looking at March 8th, if at the latest March 10th.
Okay.
We're still working on it. We're actually still working on it. So.
Wow, that's cool.
Sorry, I disappeared for a while. I don't know if you answered it. Is the how long is the campaign still going for?
Well, the campaign will go until we put it online, but then we'll probably actually keep the campaign going on afterwards, because I think a lot of people like the rewards that we offer. So we probably will still keep offering them. But at that point, it's just for the rewards. And like, you can't get your name in the credits then because the film's already out, you know, so some of the rewards get left off. But if you're like, if you're like, I really want the film on, we were thinking about offering it on Blu-ray actually. And then if you just like, I really, because, you know, YouTube is like a fake HD or like a fake 4K, but if you're like, I really want like a 4K file that's like gigabytes, then, you know, you just go on the Indiegogo. I think it's like $5 or $10 to just grab one, and then we send you a Dropbox link, and you just download this giant file size, you know, super 4K video, and then we give the soundtrack and other things if people wanted. So
that's awesome. Well, again, if you're interested in supporting this film, I think I'm going to definitely do that myself, because I'd love to have my name in the credits. That'd be a lot of fun. But the link again is in the chat. It's at the pinned at the very top. You can click that after the show or during the show. And if you would like to help support that film and future projects as well. And Aaron, again, this has been such an honor. I've wanted you on the channel for so long because I really respect your work. I think you give the fans what they've been craving for so long, and I'm really, out of all the projects you've done, I'm the most excited about this one, because I can feel your passion in this, and I can feel that you're wanting to really deliver something unique and fun for the fans. And so I'm just very, very excited about the film, and I thank you for coming on tonight.
I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate you, Chris. Like I said, I like watching your work whenever you post. I hate that you post statue reviews, because I want everyone that you post.
And
you sound like you buy them all.
It seems like you have them already.
But I like, sometimes I'll be like, I'm not going to buy that Iron Studio Batmobile, and I was like, fuck. Like, Chris wants to.
Well, you don't want to buy that one. You're saving up for the real one, my friend.
I want all of them. You know, I don't want Batmobile. I want.
I will.
But anyways,
well,
and I hope you like the film. Yeah, I really we put so much into it, and please do a review and let me know and all that kind of stuff. So I just want you guys to like it, because we're all diehard Batman fans, you know.
Absolutely. Well, we will do that, and it's nice to know that you're one of us. You know, that you are a collector just like us, and you appreciate all these amazing pieces of art, and because you're an artist yourself and you understand. So again, do you guys have anything else you want to say before Aaron takes off?
No, just thanks for coming on, man. This was great.
Of course.
Thanks very much.
I know he has to go. I'm sorry, I had to leave for an emergency real quick. Is there a synopsis of what the film's going to be about? If you can answer it real quick.
That's a great question. You think we would have a synopsis? It basically Bullock. Well, how do I say something like spoilers?
Yeah, you don't have to answer if it's going to spoil anything. I was just curious.
It's short, but yeah, basically Batman and Joker have a really intense dialogue that defines their characters, that is revealing about certain things. Has detective elements, I guess. I'm really bad with that. I ended up just writing. I totally don't really have one. You know what? After you watch it, you let me know what the synopsis should be.
On that note, that's a great way to go out. I love that. That's fantastic. And we'll definitely do some reaction reviews. And again, just thank you so very much for taking the time to come on tonight.
Of course. And I'll get Kevin and Vera on here too. Just keep after me. Keep bugging me.
Okay, I will. That would be awesome. Thank you very much. And we'll talk to you soon.
Cool, guys. Have a good night. Stay safe.
Take care. Bye-bye. Well, that was awesome.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
That was very
fascinating.
cool. So awesome.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
I know. And he showed me this little clip. He showed me some different takes. And oh my gosh, it's going to be good, guys. It's going to be really good and really dark and just, I cannot wait. So anyway, again, thanks Aaron for coming on. That was awesome. And now I think we should probably move on to some photos, unless you guys have any topics. What's been going on in the collecting world? Do you guys have anything coming in soon? I know Dan, let's see. No, I'm thinking you're selling something. Do you have that still for sale if you want to plug that real quick?
Well, are we talking about the statue?
No, the CBC. No,
do you want me to? I'm happy to talk about that if you want me to talk about it.
Sure, yeah. Maybe we can get some interest in it.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'd love to. Let me grab it.
Sure. How about the rest of you guys? Anything new and exciting coming in soon?
I've got my replacement head for Harley coming in tomorrow.
Oh, no googly?
The googly is going away.
Oh, man. You hope. Yeah, I like that. You hope. Yeah, well, that's cool. How about the rest of you guys? Anything new coming in?
I don't.
It's pretty slow. I've got a couple of pieces that are, that were originally slated to be in, i.e. the Iron Studios Joker, the XM Samurai Harley Quinn, and what else? That Batman Daniel Bell bust from Sideshow.
Yeah, that should be coming soon.
Should be anytime now. I would.
Yeah.
So there's a few that, are due. But
I am also announcing tonight that I did make a decision. You guys already know this, but I did cancel. I canceled a Prime One piece. I did cancel the Joker Ninja piece from Prime One Studio. It killed me, but I was quoted $262 for shipping.
Yeah, you just saved yourself a bunch of money.
Yeah.
So that was a little rough for me, but I think that was probably the right move, and I know you guys kind of walked me through it too, because I'm like,
the Samurai, I think in a lot of ways, even more so than the Prime One, it's a hefty financial commitment. None of those pieces are inexpensive. The shipping is expensive, and at least with Prime One, some are less expensive than others. With the Samurai, they're all really pricey. So that's a dangerous rabbit hole.
It is for sure.
Yeah. And I think one thing that really, stopped me from getting it, aside from the shipping, which I was, again, pretty shocked. But I don't really have a place for him. I really was excited to see him and to, appreciate the art. But if I was collecting maybe the whole Samurai line, or I was, already had a bunch of pieces that would maybe fit, I think I maybe might have done something different, but I think it was the right thing to do. It was not easy, but
Yeah, it's a cool piece, but I don't think it's the best out of the samurai line. I think the Penguin you have now, I would hold on to that before the Joker.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to hold on. Just send it back next sim, but shipping's so darn expensive. But we're working on that for sure. But I think it was the right call. I think a lot of people, Ryan says smart move. I would not go to with my collection. Josh B says that was the right call, Chris. So yeah, I think that was the right call. Gotham's Mind says, Chris, that was an amazing interview. Thanks, Aaron, for coming. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. That was, again, just so awesome to have him on. But yeah, it is kind of a slow period right now, I think, for all of us. And again, we're all waiting for that darn Iron Studios. Have heard nothing. Talk about crickets, Dan.
Crickets, nothing.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Actually, Jeff Delaney, you got word that they pushed it to March, right?
Yeah, the website says end of March now.
Yeah.
Well, that's not too far.
Yeah.
I guess, unless it gets delayed and it can push back again and push back again. Like it's so weird because like with their 10 scale stuff, like it goes up for pre-order and a month later people have it.
Right.
So yeah, that big stuff takes forever.
How long did Hawkman take a long time? Doesn't feel like it was delayed a lot.
I don't remember it being late. I'm trying to think of the collectors that Junior Statue Collector got it, and then Mac, of course, got it, and I don't remember it being late.
I don't either. Now it probably should have been late.
Yeah, it should have been.
They should have taken another 3 or 4 months to figure out what the heck was going wrong with it.
But one of those hollow chocolate Easter bunnies, but
yeah, I kind of still wonder if maybe. Oh, sorry, I'm getting feedback from somebody. You guys hear the echo on your end?
I did, but not anymore.
Not me. I'm using headphones. So.
Okay, I'm not sure what that was, but anyway, I do wonder if it like maybe they had to like repaint something or reconfigure something that wasn't working. I don't know. I just think it's weird, but who knows?
Yeah, I'm going through a scary phase. I'm going through a phase where I want everything. Now I'm hearing feedback too.
Yeah, I got
and it's like, I want that Daniel Bell bust. I feel like I wanted 1/3 of my collection. Should I collect some 1/6 pieces? It's like the first time in 5 years that I'm like all over the place with my thoughts, and I'm like, don't do an impulse buy. Think about it because I'm just all over the place right now.
Yeah. Yep.
I think we've all been there.
Yeah. It's been a while, so it's like I said, it's a little scary.
Yeah, the itch grows.
Yeah, I got the itch. I don't want to buy something and be like, wait, why did I just buy that?
Hey, Chris, I'll bring up that book real quick.
Oh yeah, sorry, I've already spaced it. Hold on, let me.
That's fine. So real quick, guys, for those that haven't seen it, I'm parting ways with this. This is a real special piece. It's I can't hold it right. It's a 9.9 mint CGC gold label. So it's signed by Lee Bermejo and signed by Brian Azzarello, and it's got an original Lee Bermejo Batman sketch on the cover. Only reason I'm selling it, I bought this a couple of years ago. Only reason I'm selling it is I got another one. I had the opportunity. Lee Bermejo does not do much at all in the United States. Certainly not with COVID. But a couple of years ago, he and Azzarello came to Boston Comic-Con right in my backyard. And I had the opportunity to get a couple of books actually signed, a couple sketches, etc. So I was very, very fortunate. So I'm parting ways with this one, but it's in absolutely mint condition, as you can see. And this book is $4.99. If anyone's interested, it's dsd825@mac.com.
And again, that book is a very unique book because it was basically censored. This is an original copy, the uncensored version. Of course, you can't see it because it's sealed up. But just the fact that that made a lot of news at the time, and it was very controversial. And so it's definitely a get. I think it's a great price too. So again, if anybody is interested in that, hit Dan up. I know he would love to get that out to you.
I appreciate that. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, do you guys want to move on to some photos?
Yeah.
All right, I got all branding off of here this time, so I'm not going to block anybody's face, hopefully, since I'm kind of famous for that. Let's see. All right. Let's talk about this. You guys saw this?
No, who's that from?
No, what is this?
No.
So this is a new comic line they're announcing. DC Comics is doing a Batman 89.
I did hear this.
And yes, sorry, I've still got echo somewhere.
I don't know
Yeah, we're
what
getting it too.
So anyway, they're going to do kind of the expanded universe of that 89 land, basically. Like they're going to explore those characters and do a full line of comics. They, here are some of the there's the cover right there. But then here is some of the art to give you kind of an idea of Michael Keaton as Batman, and his classic suit. We saw from that action figure, which I thought was really cool. And also some of the characters, Alfred and Gordon, and Harvey Bullock for the first time. We've never seen him in that universe, but this is what he would look like. We also have some of these Joker gangs, the Joker gang, and just kind of a Prince-like character here, but pretty cool, right?
Very.
Oh, I did see this actually. Yeah, he looks like Prince.
Yeah. So I just think that's really cool. They're going to do a whole comic line on those years. Maybe we'll see Two-Face become Two-Face. It'd be really neat. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Let's talk about this.
There he is.
So obviously, Jeff was able to review this piece, and we know Jeff's thoughts. What do you guys think about this one? How do you think it turned out?
I'll let Jeff go first since it's his in-hand piece.
I love it. I like the classic portrait better than this portrait, but I like everything else about it. I think the sculpt is absolutely amazing. The other portrait is the Superman that I grew up with in the comics. It's a really great piece. I really love it.
A little bit of controversy with this one, with the EX going up on Sideshow. That was something a little bit different, but you can get the EX with these extra 2 portraits. So there's 4 altogether, right, Jeff?
Yeah, there's 4. Yeah, they handled it the same way they handled the Pfeiffer Catwoman, with it starting off on Tweeterhead, and then after they sold their allotment, and moved over to Sideshow.
Yeah. But really great piece. So what do you think of this one, Dan?
Oh, I love it. Are you kidding? This is so tempting. I can picture this one bookends with, and I know it's a different scale, but the Sideshow's, what's the one where he's tearing the jacket off? I always forget the name.
Man of Steel.
No, it's
Call to Action.
Oh yeah, Call to Action. Yes, that's it.
Call to Action. Yeah, the 2 Superman pieces that really, I think they're iconic. I love this, and I agree with you, Jeff, on the portrait. It's probably the best classic Superman portrait done to date.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
I think so.
Yep. What do you think, Jeff Morris? Or is this one that you would consider?
Yeah, I've got the XM Superman that I went in this. Of course, this just looks a lot more classic. I think it looks great.
Oh,
Yeah,
you have the XM 1/6?
Yeah,
You won that one, right?
I won that one.
Nice.
Yeah. But I thought of you whenever I saw this, because I'm like, I could see you maybe wanting something like this too, just because it's very well done, and it's going to be a part of a really great, Trinity too, which is going to be phenomenal. So anyway, I'm excited about that piece. I'm excited for collectors. And again, if you haven't checked out Jeff Delaney's review on Secret Sanctuary, please make sure you do that and check it out. Fantastic.
Hey, Chris, I'm going to exit out and come back in on my phone.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I love this piece. Everything about it. This would be like a day one. This is like one of those pieces, like I'm saying, like I'm all over the place. I'm like, should I start collecting 1/6 because it looks amazing? And then especially after watching last night's premiere, I don't know if everybody caught it. Superman and Lois. I'm like hyped up on Superman right now.
I saw Jeff did a review, and I didn't watch
Yeah.
it, Jeff, because I haven't seen it yet.
Me too.
I didn't know if there were any spoilers. Where do you watch it at?
It's amazing. It was on. Go ahead, Jeff.
CW.
CW?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's probably it might be on Hulu. I don't know, but
I'll have
it's
to check it out. I have YouTube TV, so I don't even know if I get that channel or not, but I'll check it out.
Yeah, it was a 2-hour show. So
Is it worth watching?
I think it's really quite good. No, my review doesn't really have too many spoilers.
Okay.
Because I don't want to give anything away, obviously. But it's Superman in a different time of life. He's married. He has 2 teenage sons. So we haven't really seen Superman in that environment. And there's a lot that I liked about it. It's I say in the review, most of the Arrowverse shows are kind of primary color, high tech, with snappy dialogue.
Yep.
And this one's more real. It's more earth tones. A lot of it takes place. A lot of it takes place on the farm in Smallville, and people speak in more realistic manner than you see in some of the other Arrowverse shows. It's really kind of it sets it apart from the other shows. I think some people don't like that particular actor as Superman. They don't think he necessarily has the look. But that didn't bother me. He's a very good Clark Kent. And I think Eric mentioned in the group, the special effects were better than I think we expected. And there's the introduction of a villain. I say it's absolutely worth watching.
yeah, and you said the same thing in your review. He's from the Arrowverse, but this is such a different take. It's like it's a different experience when you're watching it. It's not the same guy.
Very much.
When you're seeing this. It's like watching a movie. Oh.
That was what I wondered. Is this the Superman that has been in the Supergirl?
Yes,
show?
but I'm telling you, watch it. He's different in the new series.
I just wondered if it was another reality.
No, it's the same.
Him. Okay.
It's the same guy, but he's just so much better for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like it's night and day.
Yeah.
I was not impressed with that Superman or that Lois when shown in The Flash or in the other crossover stuff. But it's like they started over with those characters. And the first 10 minutes is retelling Superman's origin, but quick enough that it's not annoying. And there's lots of fun Easter eggs that I mentioned in the review. Easter eggs as far as like the cover of a certain comic book they reference. A very early costume from the early 1940s. A former director's name written on a whiteboard or chalkboard in their kitchen. Little things like that longtime fans
must be Donner.
It is Donner.
It's Donner. Yeah, that's cool.
It's crazy. This is a TV show. I'm in a lot of DC groups, and they're saying like they like this better than Henry Cavill as Superman.
Wow.
Oh wow! And
So
the
give it
review
up.
very
High
positive.
praise.
He's getting a lot of praise, and he got a lot of negativity in the the Arrowverse. So it's a whole different scene.
Crazy.
I will definitely check it out.
Yeah, I'm going to give a shout out to Josh B. I know Jeff can't always see the chat, and he says, "Holy crap, the phone is actually better."
It is actually
pretty funny. And Archangel is back with us saying, "Is Jeff on Secret Sanctuary part of the witness protection program?"
Proof of life.
Yeah, you do look you look a million times better on your phone. So we should have, I guess, just started with that. I guess.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. Greg Folks does say you can watch it on the CW app as well. They keep up to 5 episodes on there. So that's great to know, Greg. Thank you very much. Thank you. So anyway, yeah, that's I'm glad you said something about that because that's something I definitely want to check out. Okay, let me go back into our photos here. All right.
Hey, Chris, I'll be right back, Chris.
Okay, sure. We also had a reveal. We had a teaser a while back, but we actually have the reveal of the Super Sons from XM Studios, and this one was actually sculpted by David Gerard, which is really cool. What do you guys think about this one?
So the first thing that comes to mind is Prime 1 already did one. So which one's better? Although Prime 1 is 1/3, this one's 1/6.
Yes.
Prime 1 looks amazing. I don't know if I like the Superboy so much on this one. The Robin looks good.
Yeah,
I think the Superboy throws the whole thing off for me.
What's funny is because all right, without going into spoilers, the Superman and Lois TV show kind of reminds me of this version of Superboy. So now
Really?
kind of
Yeah, that's true.
I think Superboy has been kind of the biggest critique overall with this particular piece. I think most people do like the Robin. I think that maybe like the Superboy is maybe just a little bit too, I don't know, cheruby, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it doesn't look so muscular. Like, I don't know.
So I don't know. I do think Robin looks good. I really like the colors they did, like with the very kind of reminiscent of those colors they used on the Samurai Robin. Yeah, I do think Robin looks good. Maybe they could tweak Superboy just a little bit, or not? Is that his name, Superboy?
Yeah.
The price scares me away. I know it's 2 characters, but it's 1/6, and I think the price is like $875 or something like that.
Yikes!
Details look great though.
Yeah, that's pretty. Cool. That's pretty crazy.
That'd be a cool piece just for the Robin. Like,
yeah. And like I said, maybe they'll tweak it a little bit if they hear some fans not liking it and they don't sell very many, then maybe they'll tweak the face a little bit. But still a cool reveal from XM.
Yep.
Let's see. Oh, there's the height right there. If anybody needs that information. So again, 1/6 scale. There's a coffee cup, so it's it's a little bit bigger piece, but not that big.
Right.
This kind of came out of the blue. Sideshow's doing a Spider-Man life-size bust. Did you guys see this week?
Yeah.
Yes.
It'd be fun to see the full reveal.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see what kind of base they did on it, or if there was any webbing. I know that some other companies have done some life-size busts lately, and Sideshow did an old one back in the day, right?
I believe so.
I think they did. It does look like these eyes might come off possibly, and you can swap out the different eyes maybe. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I do see maybe a little bit of separation there. So cool. That'll be neat for collectors. Oh, who's this?
Oh, look at her.
That's that featured collector I saw on Sideshow.
Collector. I had to throw in a couple of shots of this just because she's fun to look at. Of course, Hell on Wheels, fantastic statue. I definitely highly recommend it. I know the other guys in the chat here are recommending her as well. We're still debating on which Harley deserves to be in my case. Where did you guys weigh in on that? Do you guys like the Jester, or do you think this Harley fits better?
I was sold on the Jester piece until you swapped her with Catwoman. Now I'm where you are at, and I'm just like, I don't know which one looks better.
The problem, Chris, is that the Jester one fits better with your older pieces, and the other one fits better with your newer pieces, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I don't think fits, Chris? The base.
What?
Yep, imagine that.
Imagine that. I wonder if I have a picture of the base. You notice I don't have any pictures of the base.
Imagine that. No, the base throws me off in your case. The base throws me off so much so that I would have leaned toward telling you the other one looked better in the case.
And see,
because the case is kind of a diorama, right? So you want there to be as much connective tissue, if you will, between the pieces.
Right.
And I think she, with that just an oddball base relative to the other ones, she just doesn't look like she fits to me at the base level.
So Dan, what if we change the base? What would you think about that then?
Well, I can tell you, Chris, that's happening.
I know.
Yeah,
spoiler.
That is spoiler alert. Here at Wayne Manor North, we'll be making some adjustments to Harley's base.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that video.
So now I got to wait a little longer to figure out if this is going to work for me. One thing I did when I did switch her and Catwoman, the blues do work pretty good to me next to Freeze.
Yeah.
Because Freeze is a similar color blue. So that's the only way I think it works a little bit if it's in that exact spot.
Like Dan said, if you compare her, just the two Harleys, they're both great. But in your case, like Dan said, it's like you have this diorama, sanity thing going on, and the older kind of matches a little bit better.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the feedback. I'm still
it's
trying
tough.
to decide. Yeah, it's tough. They're both so good, and I'm keeping both pieces, so it's not like I'm going to miss out on one. But one of them's going to end up on the side somewhere.
We'll see what the new base looks like, and all I can say, people, is it includes power tools. Will be involved.
So stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned for that.
That's right.
Yep.
Also had a new art print. I know you guys thought this was pretty nice. I can't remember the artist here. Do you guys remember?
Derek Butcher's last name. I'm gonna say Chow or something. Chu. Sorry.
Yeah.
Really nice. Really nice
Looks
cover
good.
here.
Yeah, it's a variant cover.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
It's cool.
I think this is the same artist. I think I could be wrong, but I think this might be the same one that did the art for Sideshow with the musical headphones.
He did a 3 series with Harley, Ivy, and what was the other one? Punch. What's her name? Punchline, whatever it is. Is that her name?
I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, like I was telling Jeff D. Now I'm wondering if they're going to do something similar with this because she has the bow tie. Is it going to be like another series where we're going to see Ivy with the bow tie and
could be like a pinup series type thing?
Yeah,
it's nice. I threw a couple of these photos in because not all of these ended up on the bottom of the ocean, thank God. And some collectors are getting them in hand, and I love J. Scott Campbell's art. I think he knows exactly how to draw amazing looking women and characters, and I thought this one was really well done. I like this one. Turned out great.
Oh. He is the master at poses, in my opinion, of comic book art. It's just everything looks so natural when he draws it.
Sure is. We also got a teaser here of an XM Studio Swamp Thing. I believe this is also probably 6 scale, right, guys?
No, it's quarter.
Oh, it is quarter. Wow, quarter.
Makes me nervous.
Well,
what do you guys think of the details in the paint here?
I think it looks awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of little details and little sculptor or little textures. But I know a lot of people are probably going to be interested in this piece. And I didn't realize it was 1/4, so that's going to be pretty big, I would think.
Yeah, so the competition would be against the Sideshows because Sideshow did a 1/4, Prime 1 did a 1/3. So with the Sideshow, it's a great piece, but I think this one has a little bit more variation of greens going on. It's where it pops a little bit more.
I think the controversy with the Sideshow piece was it was PVC, correct?
That too,
It was vinyl.
Oh, vinyl.
Vinyl.
Wow. Ooh, yeah.
Wow.
Right. Yeah, that's
Wow.
There's so many little sprouts coming out of it. I think they had to do it, or else there would have been so much breakage.
Yeah. It's a cool looking piece, though.
Yeah, that's not to say it's not a good piece. Like it's very well painted. It looks great, but I know some collectors were.
And then the argument back then was it costs them more money to produce vinyl pieces supposedly to 3D print it than it does the polystones.
We've learned that since then. So just because it's vinyl or PVC doesn't mean that it's a cheaper material or anything like that. I think just people, they're like, by God, we want this to be polystone. But if it makes it look good and you feel there's quality there, then it's worth the price. If you don't, buy something else. Yep. So anyway, I'm excited about that piece to at least see it revealed. I threw this one in. This was revealed this week from Mezco, doing a figure here of the. Oh man, I just lost it. The
Gotham by Gaslight.
Gotham Gaslight.
So I thought this was pretty cool.
It is cool. What scale, Chris?
It says 1/12.
Ooh, wow, that's tiny.
Yeah, 1/12 scale.
It's like a G.I. Joe.
Yeah, and I don't know price points on this. They said it's a Toys Fair reveal, so I don't really know. I've not collected any of these.
They're about 100, 125.
Okay,
it looks cool
for the size.
So yeah, 1/12 is a doll size. So it's you guys know the size there. So I don't think that's a bad price point here for the cut and sew. I think it looks really great.
Yeah.
Did you guys see this thing?
No.
This is from Beast Kingdom, and this is a life-size Venom.
Oh my God!
Life size, wow.
Life size.
Oh my God.
I just don't really know what to say.
Is there a price on it?
I have not seen one.
Oh my God.
I can't even
like
imagine.
Is it like 8 feet tall?
Well, here's the guy.
So it's like 9 feet tall.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't want to be mean, but I wouldn't even want that as a smaller piece. It doesn't look so great to me.
It doesn't look that good to me either. The mouth and eyes look funky.
Could you imagine the shipping cost on this thing?
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, I just didn't know if you guys had seen that. I thought it was like pretty shocking. At first I thought it was a smaller piece, and then I'm like, oh my God, it's life size.
Wow.
I don't know if Beast Kingdom's ever done a life size piece or not. But anyway, there you go. If you're a Venom fan,
I wonder what it's made of. Like if it's like one of those like things you see at the I forget what store carries them, where it's like made out of foam.
Oh, FYE.
Yeah,
yeah, I doubt it. I think this is solid, but I could be wrong.
Well,
yeah, the company that makes those is NECA, NECA.
Yeah, well, we know we're not paying shipping on this.
Yeah, now if it's foam, it wouldn't be so bad. I mean, even foam would be a lot. I mean, potentially, it's a big box.
I was in an FYE over the weekend, and I know exactly the life size figures that Eric's talking about.
Yeah,
and
I bought one.
I've seen the Harley, I've seen the Batman.
Yeah,
the Batman looks like he's got a shrunken head syndrome.
There's a Deadpool.
There's a Deadpool, and for the first time, I saw Gal Gadot Wonder Woman.
Oh, how did that look?
That I didn't see.
It looks like a sex doll. I don't know how else to put it.
How else to say it? But there.
That's the only way I can say it.
Every time I see them in the store, I'm sorry. Every time I see them in the store, they look good, but then you see like they're all like scuffed up, and you can see the actual foam and stuff.
It looks creepy as hell. Yeah, exactly.
And
and the face has that stunned, stupid look on it. I don't know. They just don't look good to me.
They're really expensive too. I mean, they're over $1,000 for those.
Yeah, I think this one was like $1,100. Yeah,
crazy. We previewed this one on the channel this week. This one went up for pre-order late last week. This is the Wonder Woman Rebirth. We did see some previews of her at some of the events and things, but now she's up for pre-order. I'm going to go back kind of what I said before. I think it's a great statue, but it's very stylized. And it's obviously not everybody's cup of tea. It's based off the art of Stanley Art Germ Lau. But what do you guys think of this one compared to some of the other Wonder Womans that Prime One's offering?
I kind of have a big issue with this piece, not the way it looks now, the way it showed up in your video. Maybe it was the lighting, but the blue highlights in her hair, especially the eyebrows, actually you can see it now, are a little too strong. It's even more stronger. And I think you did a video where it was like somebody had like up close actual video of the statue.
Yeah, that
from
was
the store.
808 IMPZ is a person that filmed at the store.
The highlights was just so prominent. Like it literally looked like she has just straight blue eyebrows.
Yeah. I think the video was a little bit overblown. Now that I look at it again, but that could be a potential concern. Obviously, it could be a little bit bluish, and they might tone that back a little bit. And this is not the first statue that companies have done where they do the over blue, to kind of give it that comic book look. But look at the skin here. I just think it's phenomenal. Like that looks great to me.
Portrait's gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful.
That's
and
amazing.
I feel like this is the least stylized of the line. Because you have Mira, you have Supergirl, you have Black Canary.
Yeah, I think it looks great. I mean, I think it's really true to the artist's interpretation of the character.
Yep.
So if you're a fan, I mean, I think she looks beautiful. I love it. I love the pose.
I like the base. The Supergirl has the clouds, and this kind of looks like clouds, but it's just dust. There's smoke, and so I thought that was kind of a neat way to tie that in together. I thought that was really smart. And a lot of people have really liked this look without the cape.
Yeah, me too.
Which is nice. You can take that off. So, congratulations to anybody getting her. I do think she's really pretty. I tend to probably like the versus Hydra a little bit better between the two pieces, but again, 1/3 scale.
Yeah.
And here you can see that blue a little bit better, Eric.
Yeah, it's really prominent in your video. Like in the pictures, it looks okay. Like I said, it was probably maybe the lighting in the video.
So as we know, don't ever go off of
Yeah,
videos
I know.
first off. Wait till they're in hand, wait till they're under real lighting.
Yeah. And it really wasn't the hair; it was the eyebrows that bothered me. Yeah.
But yeah, I just love that portrait. Beautiful.
And she hasn't popped up on Sideshow yet, I don't think.
She has not. I'm anticipating that happening. I think her and Black Canary will. But it, who knows? It could be 6 months. It could be yesterday. Who knows?
Sure.
There's that base I was talking about. But anyway, great piece. I threw this in because I thought this was pretty darn impressive. This is Kotobukiya.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, look at the skin texture on this. Like, I just think it looks phenomenal with the hair on his arms.
Wow.
It's disturbing.
Yeah. I mean, I know not everybody loves the horror, but isn't that great? The texturing.
That is great.
Let's get the hairy arms.
I'm an old school Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan from back in my 20s. So I just appreciate the piece. I think it looks really good. And again, what really captured was that hair on his arm. It's sculpted. It just looks so good. And it does have a couple different change outs too. So I thought that was neat. Oh, look at this. The head and left elbow can be moved up, down, left, and right by ball joints.
Oh, wow.
I've never seen that done on a statue.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty incredible. So that'll be kind of interesting to follow to see if other companies start doing something like that. I thought that was pretty neat.
Is it mixed media? It's all sculpted.
It's all sculpted.
Huh.
Yeah, the apron, everything, the apron and everything's sculpted.
Huh.
But I know some horror fans will probably like that one. Had a new art print that went up recently. Thought this one was pretty cool. Just wanted to show you guys that one. Also going up for pre-order is the Iron Man bust here. This is their second bust. I really like this one a lot. What do you guys think of this one going up for pre-order?
Yeah, it's nice.
Who's putting it out?
Queen Studios.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Life size.
What's the price?
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. Looks really good.
Yeah.
Their first release was a really reasonable price point, I thought. So this one, there's less to this one, so maybe it'll be pretty affordable.
They're the king, or as their name implies, the queen of busts.
Yeah, they are phenomenal. It shows the light up cord there, so it is a plug-in feature. But I think this one looks great. Paint looks great. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's great.
There gives you the idea of size. Big piece. Oh, let's talk about this picture.
Oh boy.
This
can of worms.
This is pretty darn controversial for sure. There's been a lot of comparisons to the Robin King, actually, from metal, which I thought was interesting. But we obviously saw the teaser trailer. What'd you guys think of that trailer?
I honestly can't tell if it's better or not.
Yeah.
Well, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, they can make a trailer for anything look good.
Yes,
and
they can.
have.
So this was supposedly just a photo shoot, but I think just without that the tattoos, it's already better. And I think I don't know. I think it's going to be good. I think a lot of it's going to be like nightmare scenes. And I think what's going to make this movie great is the nightmare scenes, because nightmare scenes you could do whatever, you can get away with it. So
yes. And they say the nightmare scenes are really going to be much longer and set up something for the future too.
Yeah.
So I find that interesting, but Leto has been, trashed for so long with his portrayal of the Joker. I'm just hoping that this gives fans something to kind of grasp onto a little bit more, that his performance is not just 5 seconds long.
I just watched the other night all the little things where he plays like a supposedly a serial killer or some type of killer.
Uh-huh.
That was actually my second time seeing him as an actor other than the Joker, and I thought he did a great job. So he definitely has the skills to
Have you
pull it off.
Have you ever seen American Psycho?
Like the older American Psycho with
Christian Bale and he's in it too.
He's in that? I don't even remember. I probably didn't even recognize him then.
On the couch. Much younger then, but that's him.
Nice.
So, it's always like Batman has killed the Joker. So, Another piece that's coming out from Queen Studios is this one. This is the Rescue, Gwyneth Paltrow. So I don't know how popular this one is. Do you guys think it'll be a big seller?
No.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I can't even believe they're making this piece.
I mean, I could see it if the mask comes off and it's got a Gwyneth Paltrow mask or a
Oh,
face.
then maybe.
But it doesn't. So I'm surprised too.
If you're a completionist, like Iron Man bus completionist, maybe you get it.
These are going to be all the crazy, overseas collectors that have that giant warehouse, every single high dollar,
That's exactly what I was just thinking.
Yeah, that's for them. That's for them. Threw this in for the Hot Toys fans watching. I thought this looked incredible. Of course, from The Mandalorian. And I just think this likeness is just insanely good.
Yeah, it is. Wow.
Really, really good. Of course, this is part of his, Boba Fett armor that was trashed and recovered from the Sarlacc. And I thought it was cool. So if you're a Hot Toys fan, this is up for pre-order right now at Sideshow. Get a couple different looks. There's a regular, and then there's the deluxe with kind of the Jawa looking, or not Jawa, but Sand People look. So pretty cool. I think it's awesome. I like the weathering too.
That should be a hot piece, especially with the his own show coming out.
Yeah, I think this will be very, very highly collected.
Yeah, could be one of those pieces that go up in value.
I threw this one in here, and I remember they kind of talked about it a little bit when we had Queen Studios on the show. But somebody made this. They took their bust and they added in the nightmare scenes, pieces. They did it themselves. But I think this looks awesome.
It does. Yep.
It's close.
Looks great.
So especially if this nightmare scene is really popular and the Snyder Cut doesn't suck, then I could see them going full force with re-releasing this as this piece, because I think it does. I think it adds a lot to it.
I agree.
Yeah,
it looks awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Looks good. Do this one in. This one went up for pre-order this week too. This is from Iron Studios, again 1/10 scale. I love Jurassic Park, so I just thought I had to throw this in. I thought they did a really good job of capturing this moment, and I really liked the guy's face, because I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
You could definitely tell it's that actor, which is, again, hard to capture in 10 scale sometimes. But fun piece. This gives you kind of an idea of size. Might not be for everybody, but I thought it was fun.
Yep.
Dan, aren't you like a big Jurassic Park collector?
I am. I'm a huge fan, and I was a collector. I just had to put it aside. I do still have my collection on display though downstairs. A smaller, much smaller area. But yeah, I've got some dinosaur, Jurassic Park, Steven Spielberg kind of stuff. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, check that out sometime, Dan.
Yeah.
Be really cool. They had a new Court of the Dead piece. It was kind of a random thing that Sideshow did last week. Lots of codes, which was great. So hopefully you're part of our code group on Facebook. But if not, check me out there and I'll get you hooked up. But anyway, a new Court of the Dead piece. I thought this one was really cool. Dan and I, we talk a lot about patina, and kind of our appreciation for it. And this thing is just chocked full of it. The whole thing is patina.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
But I thought it was really, it just gives you kind of an under the sea,
I don't know if I like all the, like if you pull back from the front. Kind of looks like the Michelin Man, like all those like tires going around.
I thought he kind of looked like a centipede, kind of crustacean like.
Yeah, like a crustacean. Yeah, exactly.
And that's the vibe I get. I don't know anything about Court of the Dead, but I feel like this guy was obviously under the water at some point. And that's why he looks the way he does.
I can't imagine. These Court of the Dead pieces are actually, relatively speaking, pretty affordable.
Yes.
And I can't imagine some of the collectors that have, I don't know how many there are now to date, but they've been out for a while. Imagine having like 50 of these pieces in a room. It must get pretty dark.
Very, very. But they're all so well done.
They're unbelievably well done, and arguably better than many of the superhero statues we all collect.
Yes. It's interesting because when they first went up for pre-order, I was like, well, it just doesn't seem like it's like, why is Sideshow doing this? Like, why are they doing this? But it makes sense to me now because they're just so well done.
They're awesome. The level of detail and intricacy is unbelievable.
We'll move on to the Rancor here. Some collectors started getting this piece, and I thought this was really impressive. A massive piece. He is a PVC material too for the weight, but I think he turned out amazing.
Looks great. Yeah.
I saw a couple of reviews this week. I know Mr. X got his. I think George at MCE is getting one also. I don't know for sure if he kept that pre-order or not, but I'm just really impressed with this. I always loved the Rancor as a kid. He was always one of my favorites. So this was a cool piece for me to see.
It'd be great if they did a, I don't know what scale, if you could even guesstimate a scale on this, but I want to, if they had a Luke Skywalker, I don't know, maybe like a 10th scale.
That would be cool. Somebody will figure out a way to do it.
Yeah.
It is in scale with a 1/6 figure.
With a 1/6? Really?
I've seen when they first put it out, they had some pictures with their 1/6 scale Luke Skywalker.
Wow, then this thing is huge.
Big piece. Really
this
big.
thing must be enormous.
It's 29.5 inches tall.
The width of the table.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the width is 29 as well.
If I was a Star Wars collector, this would be a day one for me.
Yeah.
I love it.
Did you see the collector that made one of these?
No.
He made his own Rancor, and it looks absolutely awesome.
Are those bananas in his hand?
Yes. I think somebody did that for scale.
That's fun.
It is fun.
Holy cow.
Pretty awesome piece. This was a piece here from XM that they've been teasing their Beast.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought this was pretty awesome to see kind of him revealed for the first time, at least the face. What do you guys think of this one?
Going to sell really well. It's quarter scale.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yep.
I love the fur texturing on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
It flows really nice. But
I seen a few jokes, somebody mentioning the mouth didn't look good or he had gel in his hair. I think it looks good.
Looks
Yeah,
good.
I
to
think
me.
it showed movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I think it looks great.
yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
This was
This
revealed
looks cool.
today from Tweeterhead. This was sculpted by David Igo. And this is a life-size Skeletor bust. And I think this is going to be incredible. And this is,
It's looking big too.
He's a big fella.
yeah, just crazy. And it will have a fabric element. I know not everybody was happy about that, but I do think it looks good. We also had these go up for pre-order, the Batman Red Death. Is this tempting Dan at all?
It's extremely tempting, but no go.
No go.
Too many the great pieces that they announced in their second show.
Price point was revealed on these $1,349.
That's a ton of money, man. Wow.
I was pretty shocked. I actually filmed. Members already have access to these, but I did hit or miss videos, and I was really shocked by the price. The regular is $1,299, so it's only $50 more for the extra portrait. There's no other swap outs on both pieces, Red Death and Dawnbreaker, and it's just one extra head sculpt for the $50. But I don't really know where they came up with the 1,349. I feel like that was awfully high.
If they would ship it for that price, then
Yeah.
it would be a deal. But
I think that's fair. That's fair.
I think $1,050 would be fair.
It's so odd. It sounds like lottery numbers or something. Where are they coming up with that price?
Yeah. There's not much to it.
Well, and that's the thing is there's like more to Red Death than there is to Dawnbreaker, and Dawnbreaker is the same price.
Wow.
I mean, this looks like a maybe 1,100 piece, maybe.
Yeah, if that.
I don't understand the 1,349.
Maybe the engineering because he's like
the base is translucent resin, and I don't know if that costs more to do those elements or not.
But the Red Death isn't.
The Red Death is not, as far as I know. There's no translucent. Well, this might be right here, but I just don't know. I was just pretty shocked by that.
Yeah.
So somebody in the groups, I think it was the Prime One group, brought up a good point that the Green was it the Dawnbreaker Green Lantern, his ring in the comics has a crack in it to where this one doesn't. So it's something Prime One should update.
I wonder if they'll change it
to stay true to the story.
They might. This is the exclusive right here we're looking at. This is the Bruce Wayne portrait.
Chris, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I'm sitting here trying to think of how they got to that price. One thing I noticed when they did the reveal in the online event was, and maybe it was just me and my impression, but the paint looks different to me.
Yes,
almost like car paint.
It's metallic.
Yeah,
it's metallic. I wonder if it's that.
It's like the new 52 Flash. It's a lot more metallic than everything else.
It could very well be, Dan. It might be the way it's applied, or and I do want to mention this too, since we're talking about the price. Prime One, if you buy, let's say, this, and you buy Red Death together, or you buy The Drowned and this together, or Merciless, they have a $50 off code. So that does help a little bit, not a ton. Also remember, usually if you order through Prime One, you're not paying the taxes, which, every little penny helps. But of course the shipping is probably going to be sizable. So there might be reasons that we don't know of why the price is what it is. I really like this head sculpt, by the way. I think it looks great.
Yeah.
I think that might be, let me make sure I've got everything. I think that's all of our pictures tonight. But I was surprised by that price.
Yeah.
For sure. But I don't know, out of all that stuff, is there anything that you would buy out of any of those that we looked at? We looked at over 100 photos there.
The Tweeterhead Superman.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's the one that does it the most for me.
Yeah, it sticks out. And again, just knowing that there's going to be more that go together, that it makes it very appealing.
Yeah.
Which I think is exciting. And just knowing their art direction, of course, Jeff and I have had some sneak peeks over the last, 6 months of their new art direction and the new pieces. And they're just doing incredible work. And, again, you look at, something like this right here, where you can just see what they're doing. They're really next level, so to speak. That's exciting. So I can see a lot of people really, and I think that I don't know, I haven't talked to Chad, but I would imagine they've sold pretty darn well.
I think they have. Yeah.
Didn't the Superman, right? Are you talking about the Ivy?
Superman.
Didn't he almost sold out, right? Or no?
Yeah.
He sold out on Tweeterhead, and he's still available on Sideshow.
Correct.
But the exclusive is waitlisted, I think, at Sideshow, isn't it?
Yes.
I think so. Yes, I do think so.
That happened pretty quick.
Yeah. So that's a good sign for Tweeterhead. I mean, Tweeterhead's had a couple of really good success stories here in the last couple of releases. Of course, the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. And so I'm excited for Tweeterhead. I think they're only going to go up. And, as long as they, stay true to what they're saying. And, I think that's really important. So anyway, pretty exciting. But anything else you guys want to talk about? We've been going about 2 hours tonight. Anything else on your mind? Or in the chat as well. In the chat, please,
It was a great show. That was really fun having Aaron on. That was awesome.
It was. And he originally said he could be here a half hour, and he said he was running behind. And so I didn't really know how long we would get him for. And I think, he went almost an hour, and that was awesome. He's very busy, and he literally, is editing this thing night and day, and finalizing it. So that, as somebody that edits videos, I get like, just, I edit little things, and he's, doing this big giant movie. And so I'm very excited about that. And that was, again, such an honor. Like I always look back at all the amazing people that we've had on Rogues Gallery. Like it blows my mind.
Pretty cool.
All the artists, and we have a director now, and we've had Bill Finger's granddaughter. Like, it's just like all these amazing people have come on. And so I thank all of you for tuning in. Yeah, all of you that have watched these shows, you're the ones that help make this possible. So I really appreciate you all very, very much. Thank you for being here in the chat tonight. And as Dark Ranger says, thanks for the great show. And thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. So anybody else have anything to say before we head out?
Yeah, I just wanted to piggyback on what you said of like Bat in the Sun. Like I've heard of them on and off, but I never really like tuned into their channel until today, just because he was coming on, and I must have went through like 20 or 30 of their videos, and it's incredible work. Like I was mentioning, that their longest film they have is Batman: City of Scars. I definitely recommend checking that out. He touches into so many things that are Batman related that makes you say, like, why isn't this happening in the movies? And it's just great.
And again, I do want to say that they did change that movie. So the City of Scars is now the new movie that's coming out.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, and that's the Dying is Easy film that he was talking about. So that film will be their longest film for sure. I think he said 23 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, close to it. Yeah.
So that's exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be incredible. Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
So we will be back in a couple weeks, and I don't know for sure. We'll probably talk about having another auction show soon. If you guys are ready for one, I don't know if it'll be the next show or not. And I think we're also going to get to have Ashley on the show next show too. So I think she's a great to come on and guest with us. So that'll be fun. Always to have a female's perspective on the show. So that'll be awesome. And Ashley knows her stuff, which is fantastic. And so shout out to her. And again, we'll be back in a couple weeks. Please like this video if you haven't done so already. That does help us very, very much. Definitely check out Secret Sanctuary on YouTube. And Jeff just did a review, reaction to the Superman show. So check that out. And lots of great reviews coming up on this channel. And again, just thank you guys so very much for watching. And we'll see you in a couple weeks for Rogues Gallery Live. Good night, everybody.
Good deal. Good night, guys.
Good night.